Red Cup Talk with Brian Adams. Let's get into it. Hear he. I am in here. I'm in here, and this is going to be a full show. I'm going to go ahead and go all the way tonight. We got some things to talk about. It's been a minute. How you guys been doing? Make sure I clean my glasses, make sure everything was good, so I don't have no interruptions. Man, it's been a minute, and it's been things that we just needed to discuss. But first of all, before we get started, I wanted to have a moment of silence for the students that were, not just the students, but the people that were that went down on the for the school shooting recently. My hat goes out to the family and to the parents, especially all the loved ones that that's involved in this. Um, for the four that deceased, like I said, all the best to you. I just the words. There's certain words we can't use on here, so that's why I'm like beating around the bush. But I would like to have a moment of silence for them. All the best to you. And you know what? Let's start it off with this. Let's have we'll go into some other things, but with that school situation, I wanted to say this. I was looking at one of the podcasters earlier today, and they were listening to him while I was working, and he actually made a point. Maybe it's not all the it's not no maybe, but if your kids are and I hate to say this, he was saying the same thing how it's delivered. It could be delivered wrong or given the wrong way, and that's not the intent. But if you have a loved one, a child or a niece or nephew or something like that, hell, an uncle or cousin for this matter, that's in the school system and or even in that age, that school age, and they seem to be, man, get them some help if you can. Give them some help because some of this stuff can be avoided. The signs a lot of times are there with the students. Uh, Behavior disorders and dysfunctions and just family dysfunction sometimes. I mean, sometimes if you really uncoil the levels of the issues with certain family members and families in general, man, those stories can be deep. And but that's not what I'm here for. Like I said, if you have a loved one or that's in the school age system, and they seem to be off. I mean, because sometimes the signs are there. Sometimes you don't have signs. I mean, a lot of things happen nowadays, and we don't get signs with it. And that's the truth. I mean, I know for that for a fact. But for the ones that do, get some help. There's nothing wrong with getting help. Even if you can't afford it or you think you can't afford it, you'd be surprised the programs and things that they have out there for people that need help or need assistance with getting help. They're dealing with issues and things of that nature. Um, like I said, all the best to the families and all the loved ones that had to deal with that. That was really really sad and sad to hear. But on the flip side, I didn't want to start it off like this, but I mean, I said, well, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's let it flow. Let this evening flow and see how it goes. Um, Moving right along. Something a little more uplifting. Well, let me ask you guys this: have you ever ran out of gas? I was talking to a friend recently, and man, we was having talking about gas moments, and he was almost out of gas, and he was out of gas, but I think if for probably one more stoplight, he probably been out. But I said, that's gonna be one of the topics I'm gonna bring up because that's something that we really, really discuss amongst just in general. I remember when I first got my last car I got. I remember I did run out of gas. I did. It was actually twice. Now I think about it, I forgot about that. And my car is a new model car, so it had all the, has all the, it lets you know the bings and everything. But I'm just still, I guess, hard at times. And actually, well, those two times I forgot. Okay, so I'll tell you. One of them was when I first got the car, and I was I was renting a condo, and I had a young lady staying with me. And on my way home, I knew I had to get gas. So once I got off the highway and everything, I said, "Well, it was hot that day too. It was burning up. It was a hot day. I remember that. But I saw the lady that was standing. I saw her. She was walking from the bus stop, so or going to the bus stop or something. I think she was going to the bus stop. So I pulled over and to help her. I was get her. I was like, "Where are you? It's too hot to be out here walking. Where are you going?" And she was like, "I think she was going to see her dad or something like that or something." She was. And I guess she was leaving from my place. But I picked her up and took her to, her destination. It's completely slipped my mind that I needed to go to the gas station. We got to talking and ran over the mouth and stuff. And next thing I know, I would have given some gas at the light. That gas tank said, "Psych." Yeah, I was out there in that heat that day. It was hot. I felt bad for her because it was hot. I ended up getting pulled into the hot heat. That was crazy that day. We've had hotter days, but that was a nice hot day. I remember that. And I had to go down the hill and it was doing rush hour, so people was blowing horns and going through, trying to go around. I couldn't pull over on the side of the road. I was about to go through the light and the car just conked out. I was like, wow, I didn't know that they could do that. I thought they'd like wait till you get to where you're going and turn the car off. When you turn it back on, and stop. It won't cut back on. But no, this just conked out. So the lady that was staying with me being there, I got her to stay in the car, and because it clunked out, everything is electric. I couldn't start it up to round the windows up or nothing. So I had to get her to sit there in that heat. I felt bad, but I walked down to the gas station and I had to buy a gas can and then get gas and then walk back and all that heat. Man, that was crazy. I remember that. Oh, it was awful. Oh, but yeah, I got the gas, got it in there. I think even a cop had pulled up. A police officer pulled up behind me at one point. It was like, everything all right? I was like, yeah, I just ran out of gas. That's all. I'm just crazy. This is not the best time to be doing that during rush hour. I said, I know. I'm sorry. But excuse me. But I got the gas and got her on to her destination. And I got on to where I was going. But yeah, I remember that. I always say that. Don't that light come on, that ping start pinging, get you some gas. I think another time I ran out was when I was at work and I was on the phone running my mouth. Cause I was one of the friends I hadn't talked to in a long time. This is when I was down in Florida, and I hadn't talked to her in a long time. So we was just talking, and I know I need to get gas in. I got in that car, I got to running off at the mouth, and it clunked out again. I said, "Oh no! You thought I learned my lesson for the first time, right?" But I learned my lesson after that though. It don't take me, but maybe one, maybe sometimes two times, and I get it after that. But yeah, man, get your gas, get your gas, get your gas. All right, so yeah, what we got to talk about tonight? We talked about the school situation, and like I said, my hat's off to them, to all of the family and everybody, the victims. And then I wanted to, oh yeah, I wanted to give you just a little bit of my intake on that movie, The Deliverance. Um, and then I want to talk about Celia Cruz, the Afro Latina Cuban singer. And then I wanted to talk about one of our old. Well, she's not that old. She passed away like what, a year ago, maybe a year, little over a year ago. The Lady Holla. I still be watching her, but I wanted to bring her up too and see some things. But yeah, this is what we got lined up. Like I said, I'm going for all the way tonight with you. So if you want to enjoy that ride, hit that like button and get you some popcorn or beef jerky or whatever it is tickles your fancy when you get entertained. And let's go. All right, so starting off with The Deliverance. I'm not gonna give all the movie. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I will say this. Usually, I don't get that type of movies don't really bother me. All right, so I think it's under horror. I don't think that's a horror movie. I think that's more like I wouldn't even say sci-fi, but I don't put that in the horror section. Definitely not the comedy section, but uh, it was definitely like I said, I normally don't get freaked out with movies like that because I'm already going in knowing that it's gonna be some shit. Like we can talk, I can cuss now. It's 10 minutes. I know I'm already going in knowing there's gonna be some shit. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to take this serious. I'm just going to be entertained by what I see. Not this one. This one kind of went a little bit further. And I was telling a friend recently that this took me back way back, and I've seen a lot of horror movies because that's what my category used to be: scary movies, horror movies, however you call them. Scary movies and sports, but boxing sports. That was my thing at one point. That's all I wanted to watch was scary movies. I love scary. Anthony Hopkins when he was in Hannibal, all the Hannibals, that had me on the edge. I mean, that's the only thing that kept me going at that time back then. I owe some of the other ones. Darkness Falls. Oh gosh, it was a few other ones. Wrong Turn, the Wrong Turn that was based in West Virginia and all that. Yeah, I was always into the horror, but so I knew that like this type of movie, these type of movies wouldn't really. I take it as a grain of salt. But with this one, it was a little different because Lee Daniels seemed like he takes things over the edge. Like they compared him a lot to Tyler Perry over the weekend, and I was seeing that, and they're both good producers. But and I say Tyler Perry, he'll take you to the edge, but Lee Daniels pushes you over. However you land, you land. But and that's what I got from the Deliverance. It was like, okay, to me, it started off a little slow, but once kept my attention. At one point, I'm sitting there watching it, and one of my girlfriends was like, one of my homegirls, she was like, should I have it with my family and my husband? And I'm like, no, you can watch it by yourself, because for real, at one point, I was watching with my friend, and I looked to the side, I was like, what if his head just started spinning and he just started crawling up the goddamn wall? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do in here? He closer to the door than I am. What am I gonna do if he start tripping up in here? I mean, the movie really had you like that. At one point, the dog looked up. Um, I can't really describe how my entertainment day room is, but it's at the end of my hallway. So at one point, and that hallway leads to the living room. So at one point, my dog had got up and was looking down the hallway, just staring. And I was like, "What the hell wrong here?" He was just staring at the hallway, and then he turned and just laid down. I was like, "Okay, okay." So my uncle asked me, should I watch it with somebody? I said, "No, you can watch it by yourself for real, because I would just prefer watching it in the daytime because it is a little spooks and speaks and stuff like that that's up in there that you thinking that would have you like, okay, all right, this is enough. This is definitely enough. I can see how some stuff that can happen. I definitely can. I can see how some things can happen with that. We say, yeah, paranormal activity. That paranormal activity ain't no joke. Yeah, like I said, it's a good movie. It was very good how they put it together. Glenn Close played a very good job. She did her role all the way to the T. Um, I was saying that they was giving her slack about that because some of the lines that she was saying in the movies, I was like, I didn't know people now are critiquing movies down to a T. We didn't have this back when we were doing our thing and coming along. You watched it and you had a good time. If you didn't like it, you just didn't like it. But all this, I was like, wow, they're critiquing it down to what she was saying and how she was saying. It's just as entertainment, y'all. If you're critiquing everything like this. How is everything going to be entertained if you're going to knock everything? I'm like, what in the world? This was in her script. This was she signed up for. So she got to produce. She got her producers are behind her. The directors are behind her. Get out there and do your role. I mean, so I don't know what the deal was with that. I think again, Lee Daniels did a good job with selecting Glenn Close or whoever did the final decision for selecting Glenn Close. I think they did a good job because of the fact that she pulled through and she was a very good actor. Now, some say this was below her level, but my thing is, what level is that? Because nowadays, money is money, and acting is just like a job of any other statue. You go in if you feel like you can do it, and that job feel like you can handle it. Then for the powers that be, let it merge together and do its thing. But I didn't see anything wrong with it. I mean, I like the part. I like what she did. I like how she transformed and she kept up. Yeah, you can tell she's a little older, and she's older, but she's still an actor. She's a seasoned actor, and when you talking about actors and musicians and stuff and that, right, that's they're in their zen. So regardless of how old or how young they are, if they're really true in their art form, there, that's why I like that the lady Tina Turner. She could perform like she probably would have did another 20, 30 some years if the gods would have permitted her to stay on Earth. Um, because when you're on stage, you're in that zen. She was a musician. She's a singer, an artist. You know, when you're an actor, you're in your world. So regardless of how old you are or how much of a ache or pain or anything you got going on, family issues in the past, anything, okay, you're gonna let all that go because you got a job to do. So I think that Glenn Close did a very good job, and I think they did a very good job in selecting her. Monique, of course, she did a good job. She's always going to pull through. The only thing is, I want to see her doing playing some other roles, like having. I like for them to challenge her acting skills a little more. Now it's like she's getting typecast roles where she's cussing out people and she's showing. Yeah, her comedic side comes out, and I think that's because she writes that in her scripts as far as what she, how she wants to be portrayed on TV. But I would like to see her. I don't know, with more a different role as far as like maybe something more nicer, more linear. Um, this was a supporting role, I think, for her. So this was she would be up for supporting nominations, whereas in the past she was leading roles. So I could see why. Also, they said, well, let her do this and do that because this puts her not only it puts her in a different category, but still brings weight to her resume, if I explain that correctly. But I think she did a good job. They all really came through and they delivered on the Deliverance. So if you ever get a chance to see it, take the opportunity to see it. It's worth it. If you don't have your Netflix paid up, get that sucker paid up so you can at least watch this. And while you're in there, watch that other movie. The other movie about Lee Daniels that he had Monique in, where she she had the psychic. It was called the reading. The reading. It's called the reading. That's another one too. That's to me. I think that's just as good as Precious and all the other ones. Monique really is a good actor, but I would like to see her do other things. Like I said, when she had a TV show, she was so nice. I mean, I don't know if you guys still watch the Parkers, but the Parkers still come on. We seeing reruns of this sometimes. And I'd be like, she's like a totally different character. It's almost like she's possessed when you think about it. But she's a totally different person. Still funny though. Don't get me wrong. Still funny. But just some things, just even the way she was when she was on Shannon Sharp interviewing, how he was they were when they were talking interviewing. Her eyes, she just looks different. It's like she gives off something different. I don't know. And then like with these most recent interviews, it sounds like her voice has changed. I'm like, what's going on over there with her? I wanted to she had to sell her stuff out, so to speak, to get to this next level after all that black balling that was going on with her. I'm not even gonna really go down that road because that's going that's probably gonna put on another hour to this thing. But it just had me wondering. I'm just wondering what's really going on. But like I said, I like to see her in other roles. And all in all, they did a good job. If you ever get the opportunity to check it out, check it out. All right. All right, moving right along. So, Celia Cruz, the Afro Latina, the Cuban princess, Cuban beats, Afro beats. Recently, she was put on the 25-cent U.S. coin, um, which is a great thing. I mean, we've covered this story before. I think it came up before that she was supposed to be going on it, but it's actually now in rotation. She's one of the fifth ones that demeanor to actually have that done. So that's a good thing. Her legacy lives on. I mean, that's wow, to be put on the U.S. money. Now, the story that I remember hearing about Miss Cruz was she was from Cuba, and that guy, I forgot his name, the leader that was over at the time, was kind of Castro, I think it was. They said that this is all allegedly, I don't know because I wasn't there, but they didn't want her to leave Cuba, but she wanted to leave Cuba to come to the States to make music and make money, of course. Now, from what I gather, she has, I think, 4 Grammys, or 3 American Grammys and 4 Latin Grammys. So she's been very successful here in the States. Um, and actually, she's actually buried here, I think, in Miami, if I'm not mistaken. I remember when she passed back in 2003, and they had it was a really big thing, very big homegoing service for her. Um, in that community, they really came together for her. I remember that. But I've always been a big Celia Cruz fan because she was always colorful, zesty, feisty. I like that type of energy that she would give. I always say I wish I could have got the privilege of catching one of her acts live, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. But from what I remember was they were saying that I think it was Castro. They were saying that if she was to leave Cuba, she could leave, but she could not come back. So after thinking about it for a while, they decided to up and her and her band, her husband. So like how Ike and Tina Turner was, she had I forgot her husband's name, but he was her husband, and I think it was some band leader as well. And they came over to the States, and it was very successful. And she never went back. That's the story I remember hearing. I don't know if it's more in detail or if I'm missing stuff or added stuff in it, but that's what I remember. So, uh, yeah, that was a time for her. But like I said, she became very successful, and she's going on a quarter. She's on a quarter now in the U.S. What pressure you have to go through in those times. I guess we're making our moments now where we're making decisions that's going to last us, that could affect us later on. That's wild how you think when you think about it. You're making decisions now that can affect you later on. I'm sure she did not know that back then she was going to be. Somebody came over and told her one day, "Hey, Celia, baby, you're going to be on a quarter one day in the U.S." She probably be like, "Oh yeah, right on." Oh, she probably been like, "Azuka." But continue to rest in peace, Celia Cruz, and all the best to you and your legacy. All right, so let's move on down the road. My last topic that I wanted to talk about was Helen Davis, better known as Holla. And yes, I do still watch her videos from time to time because they inspire me. They give me such inspiration. What did they say? The kids say they give me life. Her videos, I will say this: watching them over the times, I could tell now when she was aging as she was going down because she's still always sharp and quick with it. But I the way I separate it is I like to watch the videos of what they did with her in her living room and when she started moving to the back, but not necessarily towards the end of the video she had in the back. I don't know if I can explain it, but like um, when she was younger, she was, or not younger, but when in the beginning she was more feisty. Of course, she was more up and she was laughing. She just Tyler just had me all. She had me holler. I said they gave her the perfect name. This they called it a scheme on her family. This was a situation where she had a grandbaby. Her granddaughter name was Michelle or Shell, and she also had oh gosh, I can't remember. But it was Shell and her husband, and the daughter and the husband's daughter. So that made it her stepdaughter, Shell's stepdaughter, and a few other characters. I wish they would have done something with that. You know, they could have made that like a TV show or something. Maybe had Holler up and walking around, maybe. But um, she was funny, and she's still funny. And I wish they would be able to figure out what to do with her content and what to do with her page and all that because I think showed that her granddaughter Shell still makes videos from time to time on her page, but it's definitely not the same. Um, I just wish they could have done something more with this, with her page. Um, it would be nice to see more content from Holla. I know she's gone. She rest in peace, Holla. But like I said, she passed away like almost 2 years ago, I think, or something like that. But in all respect to her and her family and her loved ones. But I just wish they did more with her. I remember this was one of the things that she had me cracking up with when she was like she was singing. I guess they was all in the room and it was Shell recording and of course the Grant Shell's daughter Maya and then you have the other girthy one, I forgot her name, but that's the stepdaughter. She's really funny though, and she can sing. And then you have, I guess, her boyfriend. So with this one singing, she was in there. Holla was in there on bed, and she's singing in a nice voice. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. And she whispered, yes, Jesus loves me. What about? And she's singing, singing that gospel song, and then she just up out of nowhere just started cussing another guy out. I was like, this woman is off the hook. She don't care what come out of her mouth. So, like I said, I still watch her. I'm sure people don't watch her no more. I'm sure she still have a majority of people that a small fan base that still watch her, but I do, and I know my friend probably be like, "What the hell is you going crazy?" You see, they're watching a lady that's deceased 2 years now, but like I said, I continue to watch her videos. As if for me, who knows? These videos might, as I grow and get bigger, they might, live on. You just never know. You just never ever knew. So, but yeah, no, I just wanted to come up on here and just like I said, I hadn't been on here in a while and rest in peace to the rapper too, Rich Homie Quan. Um, I did a short on him. He passed away at the age of 34 at his home in Atlanta, um, and he left behind a nice legacy and 4 kids. 4 kids. So they're saying that they maybe a overdose, but who's to say? The story is still developing, so definitely won't know until We know, and that would definitely take time. That's not We're not going to know the exact reason now anyway. So even if that is the case, it would take time for autopsy and all that to go and come back and everything. So right now, I think if anything, it's just the mourning of the family. But this was verified through TMZ, so I always look at it like this: when TMZ verified. Well, no, because there has been times that TMZ has actually. I'm just checking out something. There's been times where TMZ actually got it wrong, and who's to say with that? But yeah. And also, I wanted to come on and ask you guys: have you guys? I don't know if it's out yet, but Beyonce Norris Carter got a new whiskey rolling out. They said it's rolling out globally uh, with exclusive access for travelers. But it's nice. I look. The bottle looks nice. I just couldn't picture Beyonce with whiskey though. I would think maybe Sea Rock or martinis. I just couldn't picture Beyonce with whiskey. But now, excuse me, guys. Excuse me. I'm getting over a cold. But thinking about it, maybe she is a whiskey drinker. She's a Southern Belle, and not to say that Southern Belles, are just whiskey drinkers, but that might be her go-to. Who's to say? I don't know. All the best to her. I wonder how that country album went too, because I hadn't heard nobody talk about that. It came out, it came, and then it left, and I'm like, where'd it go? I don't think I even heard the songs on it. And I got some friends that's diehard Beyonce fans, and I ain't even heard them listening to it. So I don't know how that album went or how that little situation went. Yeah, she did an album, or she just did that one song, or just the video, or what. But all the best to you. Again, like I said, I ain't wanting to hate on nobody because I ain't, I'm trying to do my thing too. But yeah, wow. I was like, okay, Miss Beyonce, whiskey though. Them little kids that follow her don't know nothing about no whiskey. I went to see Beyonce. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it real. I went to see Beyonce last year, and she gave a good show. It was different, but I couldn't see none of them people. Maybe the workers, the people that work there at the venue, but I couldn't see none of them fans drinking whiskey. What kind of drinks could you make with whiskey? A whiskey? Oh, I guess you could do a whiskey apple sour, whiskey drop. I think a lemon drop. I think they call them. It is some things you can do with whiskey. I forget, but it's not a lot. Hmm. But nonetheless, all the best to you, Miss Beyonce. This whiskey. Mhm. Yeah, all the best to you. All the best to you. Also, have y'all seen Lizzo lately? Lizzo looks good. She has lost all her weight. All her weight gone. I was like, what in the world? That girl, don't get too skinny now. You can be walking around looking like a bobblehead. Bobble. No, but all the best to Lizzo too. I ain't hating on nobody. Like I said, do your thing, ma. First, she was showing all the fat people love, and she was representing fat is where it's at, and fat. And now she lost all the weight, and I don't know if she's still saying fat no more, but I don't know. How do you push your brand to be one way and then switch up on it? That's what it sounds like she's doing. She's done. I don't know. I gotta look more into that too because she was really doing her thing with this fat shaming. I know before she went, she took a little break, and I get that it was a brand strategy to try to fix her brand because her backup dancer and them singers was saying that she was back there letting them people touch her. or touch on him or doing something to him, allegedly. But she said she had to go loose for a while. And then the other fat girls were saying that she was calling him fat. And I said, you know what? I could relate to that because I have been around some heavyset women, some girthy girls. And what more pleasure do they get out of hollering out the window or looking at her sister and be like, look at her with her big ass? Because she's just a little bit more bigger than her. I'm like, you know what? Look at this. So, I mean, my thing is, if I wouldn't be surprised if Lizzo called them girls out their name, called them fat and fat shaming and all that other stuff. Because you know, heavyset people, they'll fat shame each other in a minute. They will. Hell, black people black shame each other in a minute. So, I mean, I know for a fact I've seen it my own self. There's no allegedly. I've seen it. So I mean, allegedly with this situation, but it ain't nothing new under the sun. It's not. It ain't right, but I guess it's okay if they've been okay with it. But my thing is, why is Lizzo getting so small, but then she's for the big girls? I mean, I don't know. Maybe she can represent and still transform. I'm not gonna hate on her. Like I said, all the best to you, girl. If you're doing it for weight loss, if you're doing a weight loss for health reasons, and I can understand that, I respect that 100%. Because yeah, I was trying to do the weight loss too, and it wasn't working as fast as it worked for us. And like 6 months later, six months ago, she was fat shaming. Now she's skinny. I don't know what they doing over there to them damn actors. I gotta figure out how to get over there and get some of that whatever they giving them because I work out and this shit took me damn near a year before I see the results. And then even after the year, the results just peaking every now and then. They don't come constantly, consistently. They just peak in every now and then. So I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on. I'll take it, but Lord knows I would love this shit to come down a little bit more. Oh man. But yeah, Lizzo got her added her on to the list, and that was a freestyle because we didn't even have her on the lineup. But yeah, we got Lizzo in there. So, like I said, guys, I just wanted to come in here and show some love to you. It's been over 30 minutes now. I've been recording, and like I said tonight, I was going all the way. If you have any topics or ideas, anything like that that you think that we can do with this channel to make it better, go ahead and send me something to my email or drop me a line, and I'll definitely look into it. The email is small talk. This is all one word now, okay? All one word, all no spaces. Small talk with badams@gmail.com. That's small talk with BADAMS@gmail.com. Hit the like button if you like to subscribe to my channel so you can be up to date as I drop content. Like I said, I hope you guys like this video. And yeah, hit that button and subscribe so we can keep in touch now and grow this channel up a little bit more than what we're doing. All right. Thank you for coming out. Not coming exactly, but well, thank you for showing up and watching the video. Red Cup Talk with Brian Adams. I am out of here. Until next time, be safe and be easy. One.